We are back with another weekly recap. It is weekly recap number 10. So this is kind of crazy that we've gotten this far. Of course, this is what I was expecting, but it's just kind of cool to see it in practice. But last week was very interesting. I would say, honestly, it was great, but there were also some bad things that happened, and we made some adjustments, whatever. But I'm just going to get right into it. Starting off on a positive note, I think I think this is going to be our first 10K month. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last. Of course, that was the goal, but it's been the goal quite a few times, and we've had some issues in the past. But I mean, like looking at what we have scheduled already, and we're about halfway in, and we'll probably get more on the schedule, of course. But we're at 9.2 in gross revenue scheduled. So as long as we literally get like 2 or 3 more jobs, we're going to hit that 10K mark. So I'm really excited about that. But an interesting thing that happened last week was we had a clean. As soon as I booked it, I knew I undercharged them, and that was just whatever. I made that mistake on the phone and whatever. But that happened, and then they did the clean, and it was great. But what we found was in the basement, the floor was absolutely disgusting, and it was not clean enough for normal vacuums like we would normally have. So what I had to do is take the matters into my own hands. I went home, all the way home, and I grabbed the shop vac that we had at my parents' house, went out, which a shop vac is essentially like an industrial vacuum that picks up more than you would usually have to get. So what I ended up doing is I went to this property and I spent about 3 hours in this huge basement. Like I swear this was like 1,700 square foot basement, all carpet, and I used my shop vac, which literally had the diameter of probably this coffee cup, and was just like on my hands and knees, just cleaning and sucking up all this. Like essentially it was mouse poop, so it was pretty disgusting. But we got it done. Client was happy. Still trying to see if I can get a review from her. We had some issues with that, and I didn't want to bother her day after day, but I'm going to reach out to her tomorrow and actually offer to do a quote her own house, because this was their parents' house and they're neighbors, so the area is already good, so we could potentially get a recurring job with them. But yeah, also another bad thing that happened, we had a client we cleaned for almost 2 weeks ago now, and this was that lady that rescheduled like 4 different times. So that was really annoying, but we were able to get it done. Perfect. Problem is she needed us to wait to charge her because she didn't get paid, whatever. So she was like, hey, can we wait till Wednesday? So perfect, we were waiting till Wednesday. And I was like, hey, are we good to charge? She was like, yes, actually, can you charge tomorrow morning? That's when all my stuff will transfer over. Perfect. Then I did it, and her card actually declined. So she said, okay, wait, so I'm gonna get some stuff over, you guys can charge tomorrow. Charged again, and it's still, the card declined. She doesn't have enough money on this card. So that's been an issue. That's just a further reason and understanding from my end about bringing on the right type of clients. I should have known early on that this was not going to be a easy clean and transfer of, job to fulfilling the payment. So learning lessons there, gonna be better about who I bring on client wise and where they're coming from. But yeah, I also closed like a lot of deals last week, but I had a lot of like cancellations for like whatever reason, whether it was like they needed to move the clean back. One client got diagnosed with like bronchitis or something, and she had to cancel for the near future. Had one client who just like never reached back out, and I confirmed with her a few days before, and then she ended up not being able to do the clean. So a lot of that happened, but again, nothing you can really do about it. Kind of an uncontrollable issue that it's hard I shouldn't be mad at myself because of that. But yeah, this upcoming week, we have like 14 cleans scheduled. Again, just looking at patterns from the past, probably some of those will either get canceled or pushed back. But honestly, if we're able to get all those done, that'll be an awesome week. This will be the biggest week so far. So it'll just be important that we do a great job and control the controllables and don't make those mistakes when we have in the past. So yeah, hopefully, I will see you guys next week, and we'll be able to update you on what happened and what we're going to be doing going forward. So God bless. Talk to you guys soon.